Imagine a world where the internet suddenly disappears. You can't access your emails, social media, or even basic online services. But what about your Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investments? How would they be impacted? The internet, as we know it, is the backbone of the cryptocurrency market. It's the medium through which we trade, store, and access our digital assets. Without it, things would change dramatically, and in ways we may not even fully understand. First, let's think about what would happen to your Bitcoin. Bitcoin relies on a network called blockchain to keep track of transactions. This network is powered by a distributed system of computers, also known as nodes. These nodes are spread all over the world, but they all need the internet to communicate with each other and to verify new transactions. Without the internet, these nodes would essentially go silent. Transactions couldn't be processed, and no new blocks could be added to the blockchain. Your Bitcoin would essentially be locked in a state of limbo, with no way to access or move it. For those who rely on exchanges to buy, sell, or trade cryptocurrencies, this scenario would be a disaster. Crypto exchanges like Coinbase or Binance operate entirely online. Without the internet, they would shut down immediately, preventing anyone from making transactions or cashing out their investments. You would have no way of accessing your holdings, and the value of your assets could plummet because of the sudden loss of market activity. But let's not forget about decentralized wallets. If you've been diligent enough to store your Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies in a personal wallet, you still technically own your assets. However, without internet access, you wouldn't be able to access your wallet or transfer funds. Essentially, your crypto would be stuck on the blockchain with no means to reach it. Even if you have your private keys, without connectivity to the internet to interact with the blockchain, those keys would be useless. Then there's the issue of mining. Bitcoin mining relies on a network of computers around the globe solving complex mathematical problems to validate transactions. This process requires constant connectivity to the internet to share mining data and update the blockchain. Without the internet, mining operations would cease, and the rate at which new Bitcoin is created would come to an abrupt halt. This could significantly affect the supply of Bitcoin and create an uncertain environment for its value. On a broader scale, if the internet vanished, the entire global economy would experience major disruptions. The crypto market, which has been gaining significant traction in recent years, would face an existential crisis. Cryptocurrencies would lose their liquidity and become nearly impossible to trade. The decentralized nature of cryptocurrencies would be tested, as the very foundation of the system relies on global connectivity to function. Even the promise of being an alternative to traditional currencies would fade away, as the entire concept is built on digital infrastructure. However, it's important to note that the blockchain itself doesn't rely on the internet in the same way as centralized services. The blockchain is distributed and can theoretically be accessed through various means. But without an internet connection, the reality is that Bitcoin and most cryptocurrencies would become as inaccessible as any other digital asset stored in a system without access. The decentralized nature of blockchain means that it could still exist, but it would be in a dormant state until the network could be re-established. In conclusion, without the internet, your Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency investments would lose all practicality. Transactions would come to a halt, exchanges would be non-functional, and your assets would essentially be frozen in time. While the blockchain technology itself might survive in some form, the lack of connectivity would strip cryptocurrencies of their value and usability. In a world without the internet, digital currencies would be as useful as paper currency in a time of hyperinflation, powerless and unusable.